this storm that is moving in and looking downstream, even for those of us that are outside this tornado warning, Fittstown, Tupelo, Gertie, non-Colgate, all of Central Homa, this storm is going to be moving in your direction. You have minutes, you have at least a good 20 to 30 minutes before this storm moves in, but Jonathan is showing the velocity and where we are seeing this rotation right now, just right along the Chickasaw Turnpike there, just near the community of Roth and Hickory, and we're already getting reports of damage now coming in from Roth, or from Hickory, I'm sorry. Right now, the storm would be about 5 miles west-southwest of Roth. Here's Roth. Here's a tornado coming right up the turnpike, and this is going to be a busy road that is used, especially this time of the afternoon, where it's currently about 5 o'clock or so, and we are now in the peak of the afternoon commute, the afternoon drive, and I know that there are many schools down in this part of the state that are having, it looks like, hey, Chris is now coming up on damage control room. If you want to show that on the right-hand side there, Chris is coming up on some down power lines, goes to show you the strength of these winds, but this is a dangerous storm, and again, these schools, hopefully they are staying put, and that any afternoon activities, they are keeping them at school. Chris Sander, I want to bring you back in right now. Seeing you're coming up on damage, what all are you seeing?
Hey guys, I just came across a few down power lines on the south side of this tornado. That was not tornado damage. That's actually just from the rear flank downdraft, the area of winds wrapping around the tornado that, like I said, I mean, they're 70, 80 miles an hour easy, and they're doing damage as well. So even if you live south of this tornado by a good mile or two, you're probably going to sustain some damage. So be in your safe spot and be ready. I'm trying to get another view of this tornado, but it is challenging. It looks like it's wrapping up in rain really hard, which is going to make it pretty challenging to get a good view of it.
Yeah, it is currently 5:09. If you're just now getting home from work and trying to figure out what in the world is going on, we have a tornado emergency now going into Pontotoc County. There's also a tornado warning. Storm has not produced a tornado yet in Cleveland County, but we are watching it closely east of Norman. Give it a few minutes here, but this is the most significant storm in the state right now, and you can see what Chris Sander there on the right-hand side of the television screen is battling. He is battling some low visibility, but there is a large wedge tornado that is inside this storm right here, just now making its way very close to Hickory and Roth. So updated storm track now brings it into Roth in about 9 minutes. That is 9 minutes before this storm is going to be moving in, and it looks like, again, it looks like maybe a little bit of a slowdown, maybe just a small slowdown in the storm. Roth, that might give you just a few extra minutes here to prepare for this storm, but we cannot stress enough the importance of this storm that is moving in. A tornado emergency continues, and that circulation still looks like it is going to be very close to the Chickasaw Turnpike here and just right over Swayback Road and Highway 177. Updated storm track. Here we go. It is right over the Chickasaw Turnpike here. That is north of Hickory, just near the town of Denny, moving towards Roth and Fitzhugh. And Jonathan, are you picking up any debris within that cell?
I've had there has been a debris signature on radar. It's not as strong right now. That's a good thing. I'm not saying there's no tornado there. It's just that the debris signature is not as strong. But boy, the gate-to-gate shear is very strong. Look how tight the gate-to-gate shear. And people will probably wondering, what does that mean? What does gate-to-gate mean? It means another way to say color to color, the reds and the greens. So we have greens moving towards the radar, reds moving away, and when those are right next to each other, that indicates right where the tornado is, and it's going to be right here. It's going to be right on the turnpike, maybe like a half mile north of it, and it's literally paralleling the turnpike as it moves to the northeast towards State Highway 1, Damon. So, I mean, really tight circulation. That's what it looks like on reflectivity, and that is all wrapped up in rain. That's a pretty big area that the tornado, again, you're not going to see it, but the actual area of circulation, we measure it out here, it's a couple miles wide. It's about 2 to 3 miles wide. Mm-hmm. If there's a tornado in there, it may be a mile-wide tornado at this time. Hard to tell, but that's kind of the area that I'm concerned about that kind of crosshair.
Yeah, and this storm, for those of you that live in Roth, this storm is not going to be that far to the west of the train tracks that come up right along Highway 1 here and then make that bend. So for those of you in Roth, this is a tornado emergency that continues to move to the east-northeast here, but this storm is now making its way towards the train tracks here. And once again, for those of you that live in Roth, you know exactly what I'm talking about here, that make their way just right along Highway 1 here. So large tornado continues to move right up the turnpike here, and this storm has already had a history of producing a considerable amount of damage over at least the last 1 to 2 hours. For those of you in Canadian County, you're good. This dry line is now pushing right on through the metro on the right-hand side of your television screen. That is coming in from Sky 5 on this tornado warning that continues right now over Lake Thunderbird. Updated storm track brings in the Bethel Acres at 5:41. That's about 30 minutes from now. I want to send it out to field meteorologist Michael Armstrong and Storm Command. What do you have?
Damon, you are looking at rotation on the east side of Lake Thunderbird right now. This is getting ready to actually translate just to the east of Thunderbird. So we are on the east side of the wall cloud now. We have a lot of motion right now. It's very, very active. You can hear the tornado sirens going off. We have a siren right here next to Lake Thunderbird here on the east side. So I'll try not to yell, but it's really loud in my ear. So again, rapid rotation. We have a lot of motion just to our west, and this is moving toward us. We're gonna jump back on Highway 9, move a little bit further to the east. So you need to continue to take tornado precautions if you live in the pink area right now, particularly. And also in Little Axe, and then eventually on over toward Tecumseh if it tracks down Highway 9. I'm very concerned about what I'm seeing on radar in the low levels. It's the strongest low level rotation I've seen yet here on radar, even though visually, I thought I saw stronger rotation on the west side of Lake Thunderbird just a little bit earlier. I think it was close to producing a tornado earlier. I think it's still there. So I think the tornado warning is warranted for this storm. Back to you.
All right, yeah, we're watching it closely, and we might be getting some reports now, at least a tornado now on the lake. We're going to start looking in for some water getting kicked up Sky 5. If you can zoom in just a little bit tighter, we need to look on the lake because we are getting some reports now of a tornado here on the lake, and so we're going to be looking closely for some water and some spray that's getting kicked up. This is over Lake Thunderbird right now. Looks like it might be coming right out of let's continue to pan to the right here. Let's see if we see anything going on across Lake Thunderbird here. We're watching this closely right now, again, for eastern Cleveland County right now, east of Norman. And again, right now, not finding at least, we did get a report of a possible tornado there on the lake, but we're looking closely here. Not quite seeing it there yet. It would be in the very early stages if it were there. Obviously, Lake Thunderbird is very large, so it takes a while to pan across, but again, not seeing that right now. We're watching this closely. We've got to go back down, though. We've got to go back down to the storm that's going to be just west of Roth, watching this tornado that is going to be over, now making its way into Roth. They are continuing the tornado emergency language for this storm that is moving into Roth right now. And Chris Sanner, let control room know that we need an engineer to help out Chris here, because it looks like we're getting some connection issues with his backpack. But this is where the tornado is going to be. Again, Roth, you need to go into your tornado shelter immediately. Right now, tornado is going to be right over the Chickasaw Turnpike here, right along County Road 1670, very close to Alfred Grimm Road. Here's going to be Highway 1. Chris Sanner, we have you on the phone right now. What are you seeing?
Hey, guys, I don't actually see the tornado right now. It's wrapped up in rain hard. I mean, the radar presentation is very much a high precipitation, supercell.
All right, okay. Chris is in and we know Chris is in an area of the state where it looks like a little bit of cell service issues. But what he was saying right there is that this tornado is wrapped in rain. It is a high precipitation supercell. What does that mean? You're not going to see this tornado coming into Roth. It is now just minutes away from moving in between Roth and just north of Hickory. You need to be in your tornado shelter in the innermost room of your house right now. If you're living in Roth, tornado emergency continues. Updated storm timeline here is going to be coming in less than 10 minutes, goes into Fittstown here at 5:51. Field meteorologist Michael Armstrong, we have you live now. What are you seeing?
Here we go. Look at this motion, guys, on my roof cam. On dash cam. Can you see it right here in front of me? This is on the east side of Highway 9. This is on. Yes, this is right where Highway 9 makes the turn to go from northeast back to the east, directly on the east side of Lake Thunderbird. Guys, this is crazy motion right here. wow, I'm not seeing any debris being kicked up on the ground, but this is literally just a few hundred yards from us. This is right here. In fact, you can see the tornado siren right there in the shot. We are on the east